Welcome to another wonderful talk at the Positive Future for Health podcast. I'm your host, Althea Finch, creator of the Pain-Free Method, how to be pain-free by tuning into you. And if you want to find out more about that, go to painfreedom.co.uk. And as well as teaching people about my method to be pain-free, I'm hosting this podcast because I meet therapists all the time, and I feel that gap between people don't know where to find the right people. So that's some of the origins why I started the podcast, to kind of make that bridge, connect you all up,
Mhm.
and for natural health experts and positive thinkers to come and share their knowledge so we can all learn and grow. And on today's podcast, we have Emily. We met recently at the CNM in London, which was with Barbara O'Neill, and I don't think Barbara O'Neill was on the one we met at, but it's the same thing with Philly J. Lay.
Dr.
She did
Tina was there as well.
Dr. Tina, and amazing people like yourself. And so I'm thrilled you've come on to talk about this, because I just felt the energy from you, Emily, and so important what you do. Can you,
Mhm.
before we get into all of that, can you tell us about yourself? What stimulated all this? What started your journey into the things that you do?
Wow, I love a story. So I'm going to keep it short.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I feel like I've just been picking up codes and preparing myself for this version of me all my life, really. I was exceptionally shy as a child, and I kind of had to go traveling to become this confident version of me, really. So I worked on ships. I worked around the Greek islands. I was a massage therapist. So that's
All
how it all
right.
began for me with massage. And it's quite funny because I've kind of come full circle. I'm back to doing I teach body work now. Um, so I was working in the Caribbean and I was offering massages, and I realized that I was giving people kind of spiritual information. My mum was a medium when I was a child, so it was quite natural
Wow.
for me to be around. Yeah, my mum sat in circle with Tony Stockwell. So it was quite natural for me to tune into that. And I realized that at 19 years old, not only was I giving someone a massage, I was kind of hearing what their body was telling me. And that's how it all began. I realized that I was able to give them information, talk about stuff that was going on with their mental health, and it was all just coming to me. So that's how it sort of happened. I came home and had my children and kind of gave everything up for quite a while. I was a stay-at-home mum. I was very lucky to homeschool my children for 10 years. We've been homeschooling before it was trendy. um, and it was really after my third daughter that I decided to go back and kind of revisit all this stuff. So I went back to college and I learned spiritual counselling. I learned EFT and matrix reimprinting. This was about 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And that's how it all kind of just flowed from there. And I felt like
Mm.
everything that I'd learned, because I've also been a fitness instructor, I've been a singer, I've been a songwriter, like
Oh,
everything is just, I know it's crazy. I'm really good at lots of things, but not amazing at anything in particular, although I'm very good at my job now. But yeah, I felt like every skill prepared me for the next thing. I mean, now I do a lot of public speaking. I think singing and teaching big fitness classes made space for that, really.
yeah.
So I ended up doing a reading for the founder of Fertility Massage probably about 12 years ago now. And I gave her this reading and we ended up becoming friends. And that's how I ended up learning womb and fertility massage. So I didn't really want to learn it because I kept saying to her, I'm really busy. I've got enough clients. I don't need to learn another skill. I don't want to go back to body work. And she persevered. And in the end, she taught me, just me and her. And my first case study fell pregnant on her second session.
Wow.
So I
Oh,
thought, oh man, I like this. So that's how it kind of all began. So now I work
mm.
not only with my counselling and matrix imprinting and mediumship, and I've got my own oracle cards. So I work very spiritually. I also do the womb and fertility massage, and I'm also the only UK trainer for womb and fertility massage now. So
Mm.
I teach students to do what I do, which is amazing because so many people need my help and there's only one of me. So now I'm able to teach women all over the UK to do what I do.
Yeah. You've
So
got to
that's it
spread
in
it out,
short.
isn't it?
Pardon?
What? You've got to, isn't it? Because once you realize you've kind of maxed out your ability to give, and then you realize I can't do more than just one person.
No.
So you have to go and teach. I've gone into teaching now as well, my method, and you do, because otherwise, how does it get out there?
Yeah,
You have to let it go, isn't it? Teach and let it go. Because
I
I
love
live
it.
in Wimbledon, and I went to abdominal. Is it called Mayan abdominal massage? Is that right, or that's something else?
That's something else. I don't know what you mean. You went to have a treatment.
Yeah, in Wimbledon, but you live in Suffolk, don't you? Then I came to see you in
Essex.
Suffolk,
Essex, yeah.
Essex. Sorry, Essex, Sussex. Ah. Um, and yeah, you're absolutely amazing. But you're psychic, as you say, and you feel things, you see things, and it's just extraordinary. But you know, I felt so held by you. I felt completely and utterly, and then some of warmth and a beautiful space you created. And but you yourself, you know, you are the guide through the treatment. It's not
Mm.
just the things that you do, it's you and your insights. And yeah, it's we hold things within, don't we? And what happens, tell us about the womb. What goes on in womb things? I had fibroids, and I know what that's about, and you know what that's about. We hold inner stories, but what sort of stories do you come across typically? What do you discover about when women have problems in their womb area?
Well, there's lots of layers to this.
Okay.
So
Uh,
it can be ancestral. So when I work with a client, and also I teach this, I mean, when you just said it's you, I teach, when I teach my students, I teach them all the things that I've picked up over the years. So I
mm,
encourage them to use their intuition. So a lot of the time, a client will come to us, and maybe it's not even their stuff that's preventing them from falling pregnant or giving them problems with their health, whether it's the womb or anywhere in the body. So it's about clearing ancestral patterns sometimes. So we work along the mother line where we store ancestral patterns from our mum and our grandmother and our great grandmother. And I know that we did that with you and we cleared some stuff with you. And it can be really emotional. And while I'm working
mm,
in that area, I'm encouraging my client to sit to tell me what they're seeing, because quite often they'll be given flashes of information. It's almost like opening up that space for them to also be in tune with their own
mm,
intuition, their guidance. I
yeah,
talk about it really as this portal that we need to open. So the conception vessel, and it's not just about having a baby. I talk about opening up the conception vessel for birthing whatever she's meant to be birthing on earth, whether that might be that she has
yeah.
a book to write, whether she wants to start a podcast, whether she's always wanted to be an artist, whether she's a singer, whether she wants to create her own cookery books, who frigging knows. But whatever it is that she needs to birth, unless she's birthing it, she probably will have problems with the womb. And that's what I talk about. If we're here with a creative gift and we're not expressing it, the womb gets a little bit sad. So the conception vessel I always talk about is you need to kind of, I need to help her quieten her mind so that she can hear the idea, or that she can hear the baby, the soul of her baby calling. I need to open up the throat, this whole vessel, this whole portal, so that she can speak her truth,
Mm,
open up her heart and heal her heart. So we talk about the lungs as the guardians of the heart. So if there's problems with her breath, I'm opening up the chest and the diaphragm. And I also do this with my fascia work so that her heart can expand and she can fall in love with the idea or the book or the baby. And then we clear the vessel of the mother line. So, trauma that might be passed down generationally. If the mum was abused, if the mum didn't had self-worth issues, who knows? So clearing the vessel of the ancestral beliefs, and then opening up the space in the womb. So bringing healing and love and space into the womb so that she can
yeah.
give birth, whether it's a baby or a book or a deck of cards, who bloody knows? But that's how I
And
work, really.
you're talking about she, you're talking about the womb talking she, or the woman talking she. When you say
Yeah.
she, both. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so we're not really talking only about babies at all. And as you were saying earlier, that it's only 5% of what you do actually is
Yeah.
helping with fertility,
Yes.
because what you're saying right now is it's birthing of anything, creative energy, creating
Absolutely.
doing dinner tonight is creative energy, and or decorating
Absolutely,
your
yeah.
house, or
Yeah.
the dreams you want to live, and this sort of
Yeah,
thing.
because that's what we're here on earth to do. That's why we signed up to come to Earth School. And for me, when I started to work with fertility, I kind of felt a little bit like a fraud because I'm super fertile. I've never had any problems falling pregnant. I've never had a miscarriage, although I've supported probably hundreds of women that have had miscarriages. For me, it's about helping the woman to get in the best shape she can possibly be in, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, so that the body and the womb can heal, and
Yes.
then she can step into her power, find her voice, whatever it is that she's here to do. But the womb is key, absolutely, yes.
Because that's the creative area. That's the sacral area of the sacral chakra, isn't it?
Mhm.
And just staying on with the baby side of things. I mean, I did reflexology and massage and things for years, and I when I saw. I remember this woman coming in one time. She wants a baby, right? Wants a baby, right? Okay, fine, wants a baby. And she's got married, right? Now she wants a baby. And when
Yeah.
we dug deeper and just had a chat, she was also renovating her house, also building another layer on top of the house, another floor, and she was full on with work. And I thought, you don't really have time to have a baby, do you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even that conversation just to make her think about what does she really want. And to me, that's why the baby wasn't coming, because she was
Mm.
perfectly healthy and all the tubes were all clear and nice, but
Yeah.
she her focus wasn't there at all. So
Mm.
it's almost like tick a thing off the list. Is it?
It
That's
is.
not a
It's a control
baby.
thing. I mean, I see that a lot, and I and
Mm.
I explain this to my students when I teach and what I do. Like you'll see a pattern. There'll be a woman that's often got a high flying job that's like, okay, I just want to get this promotion, and then when I get my promotion and I know I'm earning this amount of money, then I'm going to have the baby, and then it might not happen because there's so much control around it. And I say to everyone that comes to see me for fertility, I'm not God. I can't guarantee you a baby, but I can open up this portal to make space for this baby. And it
Yes.
might be that she's with the wrong partner. Who knows?
Yes.
It's just getting her to love herself enough so that she knows what's right for her and what's wrong for her. And
Mm.
and I always say to them, like, we are not in control. Like, who the heck do we think we are to think that we've got any control over when this baby's born? Because it's all
Mm.
divinely orchestrated, isn't it?
Totally.
Mm,
Absolutely. I'm totally with you. And I believe, we come in, our spirit chooses exactly the scenario. And what I
mm,
find with when I'm doing healing with people is that a lot of control is in there, a lot of fixing and making it happen, but we don't control or make or fix anything at all.
no.
So it's all about going into flow, actually. And I
Mm,
mean, I've had people with loads of miscarriages, or one lady said, "Oh, when's the last period? Oh, no, I finished a period years ago." And I'm like, can't actually make you have a baby if you got no functioning periods, but so coming back into the bigger picture of this, and it's not just about babies with you, that of course we're not just physical, we are emotion, we're spirit, we are ancestors line. We are so much more than what we see in front of us, isn't it? So I
yeah.
really love what you're talking about, sort of unlocking all the layers of whatever's blocking the creativity and expression of that woman.
Mm.
Can you tell us about some people that you've taken through this and what happened for them? I know this lady, she got pregnant, and what can you say about like other things, if it's okay to share?
When you talked about someone that wasn't having a bleed, I have a client that I always tell her story because she's just I haven't got favourites, but she's one of my favourites because her story's just fabulous. So when she came to me, she'd not really had a bleed for years. Most of her life, she'd never had proper periods. She'd only had like little light bleeds. And I think she was in her very early 30s. She might have been about 30, 31. And I worked with her and I knew there was a lot to do there because she was quite nervous and I knew that I could help her in many, many ways. So yes, we worked together for about 9 months. She got her periods regained perfectly and she went on to have two children with me.
Oh my goodness, Emily, that's
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
And I have helped women that are a lot older. I mean, I've helped women in their late 40s. I had a lady that I talk about a lot as well. She was a headmistress and she'd spent her life savings on IVF and she tried everything going. And I don't know how she found me, but she came to see me and I saw her twice and she went on to have a little baby.
Oh my
But she did go
goodness,
on to have another baby after that. So two
wow.
babies. Mhm.
Because this is, if you can help with women to do that, since you do help with women to do this, I mean, having a baby. I mean, I was, as I said, a reflexologist for years, but then I came to the point that was I going to have a baby? And I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, I'm 37. What if I can't have a baby? And here I was years helping women get pregnant. But then having a baby or not having a baby, it's such a massive deal for a woman, isn't it? Because of course you get to the 40s and it's cutoff time. Do you want a baby or don't you? Have you met the right guy? What are you going to do? What's your life? It's so ingrained into what we are as women.
Mhm.
Do you to have a baby or not have a baby, you know?
Mhm.
And to be able to help a woman who really wants to have children, I mean, that's just the top, I think. It's such a special place to be. But what about other things, Emily? Because it's not just about babies, is it? It's all about creativity and birthing that book or whatever it is.
Yeah,
What sort of
yeah. I
things
mean,
have women come to
oh
you with?
gosh, so many. I mean, I can think of a family friend that's just got married. I helped her to meet the right partner just by
Oh,
clearing some sort of stories and wounds that she had that were kind of blocking, because you've got to think about energetically what you're giving off. So if energetically you've been with, partners that have not been very nice, or maybe abusive, or there's like no self-love there, that's what you're kind of swimming in. I talk about it like a little fishbowl. So if your fishbowl
mm,
is filled with I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, men walk all over me, men cheat, who knows what the fishbowl's saying, that's what you're marinating, and that's kind of what you're giving off. So a lot of women, I've helped many women actually to meet men online. So they'll work with me and they're like, oh, I'm on online dating. I'm like, but your vibration is here, and if you're on online dating, you're going to meet men at this frequency or a little bit lower. We need to get you up here so that you're not available for them. You meet men at this level. So I often make them delete the dating app. We do some work, and then I say, right, let's reactivate it at this frequency that you're at. And then they meet lovely men because it's about
oh,
self-worth. Quite often when I'm
mm,
working with a client, it affects a ripple effect, helping the people around them as well. So,
mm.
there's so many stories I could tell you, but
They're giving off all the vibes, aren't they?
yeah,
All around.
yeah. I mean, as a
Mm,
woman, you are the hub. This is what I always
mm,
say to every woman. This is why I do work with men, and I've worked with some amazing men over the years and helped them a lot. But I think as women, when we work on ourselves, and I said this morning to somebody, it's only the bravest of the brave that take on this work. You doing that work with me was a brave thing to do, because what you're doing is you're the pattern breaker for your future generations. So as we work on ourselves as a woman, because I get many women message me say, oh, oh, my daughter's 21, she's got really bad anxiety. Can you help her? And I say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me work with you. Usually pisses them off a little bit, but I'm serious, because as a woman, the more you are
mm,
responsible for your fishbowl, if it's clean or if it's dirty, then everyone else that's swimming in it is going to get help. So
mm,
making sure that you as a woman, as the hub, does your work, works on your shadows, clears your stories, clears your patterns. That then goes on to create a ripple effect and automatically affects your children, your partner, your work, your book, your podcast, all of these things, because everyone is swimming in our energy all of the time.
mm. Yes, absolutely. It's powerful, isn't it, to have that one drop and then it does go out. I see that definitely, and of course, because you're feeling different and you're speaking differently and you're walking differently because your posture's different. And what about the guys though? Because this is all about the woman's womb and the creativity of a woman. But what do you see in men? Do you work on the same areas with the
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, what I was just
pelvic
talking about with you
area?
there isn't even wound work. That's just what I would call
Oh,
matrix reimprinting. So it's trauma, it's clearing beliefs or decisions that you might have made at a very young age. So before the age of 7, we're kind of like in a tape recorder brain, the easiest way I can explain it. And
yeah,
everything that we see, that we hear, that we overhear, that we might hear our parents arguing, we make decisions, or we hear stuff on the news, we make decisions that become our inner dialogue, almost like a record that plays over and over again.
yes.
So when a client comes to see me for matrix reimprinting, which is what I do a lot in groups as well, I can do this in groups, which is I'm trying to help as many
Oh,
people as I can in as little space as I can.
wow.
So I would take them back to the original time that they made that decision, whether it be the belief that I'm not good enough. So then they go on to keep creating situations where they're, not treated as good as they should be, or whatever it might be. Whether it be they made the decision before the age of 7 that the world's a scary place, and then they become scared of going out, whether they made the decision that they're going to get sick because someone around them gets sick, and then they go on to have health anxiety. My job is to find out where the core wound is and clear that. I talk
Mm.
about it a little bit like a filing cabinet, and we have to just take out a few of these files. We take them out, we delete them, and then we put a positive one back in that filing cabinet. And that then has a ripple effect on the other files in the cabinet. We don't have to go back and do all of the files in your filing cabinet. So for men, absolutely, I work like that with them. There's no physical touch. I work on Zoom or I work in person. I use EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. For me, it's been life-changing, and I tell everybody about EFT.
Mm.
So one of the men that I can think of, I talk about him quite a lot. He came to me. He is a very cheeky chappy rugby player. And when he came to see me, we started to work, and I know that quite often there's people that have got larger than life characters. It can be really fucking exhausting because they always feel like they've got to be the person that entertains everybody. So I kind of knew where we were going with the session anyway. But anyway, I took him back and we found a memory where he's about 6 years old. I had this vision. I could see it almost like a TV screen in my eyes. I could see him as a little schoolboy. He was having his school photograph taken when he was about 6. He's queuing up. He's messing around in the line. His mate is having his photograph taken at the moment. He's next, but his granddad died the day before. So that is a limiting belief. That became a downloaded file that went on to block him for the rest of his life. Because in that moment, it's kind of like time stands still and you make a belief or decision. And that little boy decided that even though he felt really, really sad, he
Mm.
still had to make everybody laugh.
Mm. Mm.
And that's debilitating. And by the time I met him, he was in his 30s. So we cleared that belief. And he actually only came to me once and he said, I felt like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Oh,
So,
amazing.
yeah. And what was really
Fantastic
sweet
work,
was he
Emily.
sent me the photograph as well afterwards, the school photograph.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my
that's
God, that's a cheeky little boy that I saw. So, yeah, that's the kind of work I
oh, it's
do.
amazing.
And I'm just so blessed because every time I do a session, I never, I'm blown away. I bring in spirit a lot. So
Mm.
sometimes I'll bring in a loved one. Um, Maybe there's a final goodbye, maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had to clear. Sometimes I'll ring in random people. So I did a session last week, I'm not going to mention her name, but I did a session last week with a lady and I said to her, listen, I don't know why this is happening, but I've got Beatrice Potter. And she came in, and then after the session, the lady said, "Oh my God, I've got all Beatrice's books. She was my idol when I was a child, and
Oh,
she does creativity. She's arty. She loves animals. She loves nature. So it was like perfect. So it's crazy what happens in a session. It's just
mm.
mind
It's
blowing.
beautiful. I feel like you're a clairvoyant, but in physical terms, doing all your
Yes.
hands-on work, and you're physically um being a clairvoyant. That's what I see in you.
I am. I
Um,
mean, I did do mediumship training. That's how I did
mm,
that a long time ago. And I did a little bit of platform work, but it wasn't enough for
mm.
me because for
Yeah.
me, standing on a stage, telling somebody that I've got your granddad here, he's got a grey suit on and he's got a walking stick and he loves you, that's not enough. I want to change
Mm,
their life. So for
mm.
me, I work with those skills, absolutely, but I bring those skills into a session where that person's going to leave and feel like they've cleared some massive programs that have been blocking
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
it certainly does. It changes their lives, doesn't it? Because you're able to
100%.
unlock them. So how does what's the matrix? So you talk with the matrix imprinting.
Mhm.
What do you do? So there they are sitting in front of you, and you're seeing things, and you're seeing the filing cabinets. But is it like talking when they're sitting in front of
So
you?
it's not hypnosis, but they're kind of in a very hypnotic or relaxed state. So they've got their eyes closed, and all of this goes on in their head. We're doing EFT tapping at the time. I'm quite often tapping for them surrogately, or maybe I'm tapping on them if they're in my space. Either way, it doesn't matter because I get the same results whether they're on the other side
Yeah.
of a screen or in my room. And the lady with the Beatrice Potter lady was on Zoom, so all of
Mm,
these things are still happening. I've got clients that I've worked with in Australia. It doesn't matter where
mm.
you are because it's energy.
And you go all over the world teaching this and giving your talks. And because when I last spoke to you, you'd just gone
Mhm.
to Where was it?
Sardinia.
Sardinia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
was that the last place that you went to?
Oh my gosh, I was so lucky. I went to Sardinia with Dr. Tina Pierce. She invited me to go with
Mm,
her, and I was like, what, me with this Essex accent? But I had a really good time. Yes, I'm
perfect.
doing a retreat in Ireland in August on Inisheer or Inis Air, however you want to pronounce it. So this is the smallest of the Aran Islands. I'm doing a retreat called Remember Who You Are. It's just for women. And
Mm,
it's myself and a wonderful herbalist, yoga teacher. So we're doing a lot of magical work. I'll be doing the matrix reimprinting stuff that I talked about here with the group. We'll be doing EFT. We'll be swimming in the sea. It's 4 days, just pure. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
oh my
Plus, it's
goodness.
very
Yeah.
sacred land. So
Yeah.
we'll be doing some work with the land and the ley lines. There's some sacred stones, energy stuff out there. So we'll be working with that. There's also a spa we're going to go to, a beautiful spa that looks out to the Atlantic Ocean. So yes, I do things like that. I'm hoping to go to Scotland this year and do some teaching my womb stuff if I can fill a course there. So yes.
Fantastic. Because there's so many things that you do. Because as you know, when I put together and advertised your talk for today, we've actually changed it to women's empowerment and womb health. But even that doesn't say everything on the box, is it? Because it's got you do the EFT, matrix imprinting, and of course you're clairvoyant. So when somebody comes to you, what sort of and the oracle cards are obviously very important. Tell us about your oracle cards. We haven't touched on that so far.
I love my oracle cards. I'm so proud of them. So they're very naughty. Can you read that?
Kick-arse.
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, during COVID, I was on my trampoline in the garden and I just kept hearing kick-arse, kick-arse, kick-arse. And I was like, man, what is this about? I knew that it was a message. I know it was important. I kept thinking it was some kind of tapping class or course that I was going to put on. But as it turned out, it was my cards. So I started to dream about my cards. And the first card that I dreamt was that one, chuck it in
Hmm.
the bucket, which is
Hmm.
very naughty. But I just thought, do you know what, Emily? I have been using these phrases with my clients for years. And I taught a course called Worth It, which I'm going to teach again, actually. It's a 6-week women's empowerment course. We touch on spiritual development in there. And when I'd finished teaching that to a group of women, they used to say to me, I wish that I could just take you home with me and have you in my pocket and just use, have your little phrases all the time. And I thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a deck of cards that are totally me. I didn't want to make them too woo-woo and too spiritual that women that was at the beginning of their path didn't understand them. I wanted to make them for everyday modern women with a little bit of humor in them. So yeah, I've got you can't sprinkle sugar on shit, which is a phrase that I use all of the time. And it's basically about spiritual bypassing because it's okay to do the positive affirmations, to, smile and be happy and pretend that you've got your shit together. But, you can write in your gratitude diary as much as you like and you can repeat those affirmations. But unless you're going to do the groundwork, the dirty work, the shadow work, it is basically like sprinkling sugar on shit. So that is a phrase that I've used for years. So that was the last card that went in my deck because I thought, really, Emily, are you really going to put that in? But it's brilliant. So when you pull a card, it always gives you the right advice, exactly what you need to hear,
Uh,
basically.
I wonder if it's going to be a bit cheeky. Can you do something or pull some cards for whoever's listening to this recording or who's on this call?
100%.
Right. Would that be okay? Amazing. So glad you said
Definitely.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Well, I've actually just I pulled out my favorite card, so I'll just shuffle the ones that I've got in my hand and see what comes.
amazing. We're
Because there's
honoured.
35 cards, but I'll just pick one of these. Oh, pick one of these, see what comes.
Great. Lucky us.
Oh, okay. Where are you leaking energy? So these cards are like they're just really beautiful. I wanted to make them really, really feminine, and I quite like a 50s sort of vibe with them. So I'm going to read you this card. So this is for anyone that's on the call, live or just watching us recording. Karen, this is for you. Okay, imagine that you start your day as a £50 note, a crisp £50 note. And this is a story that I tell a lot with my clients. You're a £50 note. When you wake up in the morning, you're full of energy. But throughout the day, every little worry, critical thought, and overthinking session or drama pulls you in and costs you £5. Watching something negative like the news drains you even more. And then there's the co-worker that's sapping your energy, or, even someone texting you that would affect your energy. You might have planned to have a healthy lunch, but you end up eating a donut, and then you berate yourself and you spend another £5 out of your £50. By the time you get home, your energy bank is almost empty, leaving you with only a couple of pounds for the people that you love and for yourself. And with this leftover energy, you are still expected to be a good mum, a good friend, a good partner. Fertility ladies, I say to them, you're still expected to have the energy to make a baby out of that £2 you've got left. No wonder that you're feeling exhausted. This card is a reminder to take inventory of where your energy is leaking and to start plugging the holes. Your energy is precious and you deserve to feel replenished and whole, not depleted or drained. Learn to say no to energy vampires, let go of perfectionism, and start spending your energy on what truly matters.
Perfect.
There's an ace, isn't it?
Lovely. Thank you. Yeah.
Do you want me to pull another
That's a
one, or should we wait till later?
yeah. No, yeah, go for it. Because just going on that one, it's I spend half my time teaching people how energy and healing works, because in this Western way, it's all about sort of go ABC and pay the bills and then work hard, work harder, take overtime, do more, give
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
But then we're depleted. And it's not really about any of that at all.
no,
It's about being selfish, isn't it, for your energy, and being
absolutely.
selective
Yeah.
and picky about what you do and don't do.
And that goes back to what I was saying about being the hub. As a woman, I know a lot of women think, oh my God, like I haven't got the money to spend on myself to have a therapy session or a regular massage or go and see the reflexologist because that's money I could be spending on the children. But actually, you are the most fucking important person in your world. And if you do not spend money, time, energy on yourself, then you're going to be pouring from an empty cup. So actually, the most important person for you to look after as a woman is you.
Mm,
And then
mm.
everybody else gets the best version of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, you can't give love if you don't love yourself, or if you're feeling empty, there's nothing to give. You've got nothing to give. You're just
No.
running on empty, that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
And it's a whole sort of turnaround. I think that we've come out of that age. I mean, we're all children of war babies,
Mm.
and they came out of make, do, and mend, and keep everything forever, and don't buy any, don't
Yeah.
chuck away anything, and save,
Yeah.
save, save. So
Yeah.
we've come out of all of that, and it's like, but then this abundant, and yet the world says, I am abundant. I have more than you want, more than you need. Look
Yeah.
at
I
cherries on a
always
tree
Yeah,
from one
yeah,
seed.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna record this week. I woke up in the night, thought I must record because I do this meditation with all of my clients, and it's like visualizing New Earth. And it is about picking the fruit off the trees and drinking the water from the rivers. And I thought, right, I need to record that and put that out for free this week and get people to just tune in and do it every day, because absolutely that. And I always say, like, I created a course called Magnetic Money Month, and it was a women's money course. And it's a whole 30 days working on your money beliefs. And in that, I talk about how we all have the same abundant father, the universe, who wants to
Yes.
share his inheritance with us equally. And it just depends on whether we think we're worthy or not, whether we
Mm,
receive it.
mm. It's really true, isn't it? Your
Yeah,
state of being is everything.
yeah,
If you don't believe you can be well or happy or wealthy or whatever it is, the thing you want,
yeah,
then that's it. That's
yeah,
like batter at the door, isn't it? Then it cannot
absolutely.
happen.
Yeah,
So your worth
exactly.
is so important. Go on then, pull us another one.
I pulled one. I pulled the most
So
benevolent
valuable.
outcome. So you can't really see it. It's not very clear. Sorry, ladies.
You put it right to the camera. Does it show? Could you read it out for us?
Right. Most benevolent outcome, MBO. And again, this is a phrase I use all the time. So if someone texts me, they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do about this situation. I say MBO, most benevolent outcome. In every situation, you are being guided towards the most benevolent outcome, even if you can't even see it in the moment. The universe has your back and everything is working out in your favor. Trust that every choice, every twist in your path is divinely orchestrated by a benevolent, multidimensional team supporting and guiding you along your journey. There's no need to overthink or worry about making mistakes because in truth, there are no mistakes, only divine redirection. You are never off course. Every step is part of the greater plan, and the universe is constantly conspiring to bring you to your higher good. With this card, you are reminded to relax, breathe, and trust in the flow of life. Call in the most benevolent outcome and know that it's already done.
Mm, lovely. Because we can get lost along the way, isn't it? And,
Definitely, yes.
and we can get confused in our own thoughts or our own beliefs or patterns or whatever we picked up in life.
Mm.
And sometimes it's easier to sort of live with what you know, even though you know it's not very good and not very happy about it. But if you don't know how to help yourself, but then call it in, ask and it's given.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. And where do people get hold of these, your Oracle cards?
They're
What
on
do you call?
Amazon.
Mm,
They're on
oh,
Amazon. So if you type in Emily Teague, Oracle cards for kick-ass 21st century goddesses, or maybe just kick-ass goddesses, it will come up, I'm sure. I have the
yeah.
cards and I also have a workbook that comes alongside them. You don't have to have the cards to have the workbook, vice versa. So the workbook I created is like a journal, but I didn't want it to be like a journal where you felt like if you didn't write in it every day, you was a loser. Because I'm not a very consistent person. Sometimes I'm in the mood to write, sometimes I'm not. So it's a journal that you can just pick up and leave. And basically, every single section in the book is based on one of my cards. So there is a whole section on that card, where are you leaking energy? So I'm prompting you to journal on questions that I'm asking for a whole, chapter. I'm also encouraging you to do EFT. I've got a free video on how to tap, which I can send if anyone just wants to drop me a message. They
Yeah.
can, I can send them the video on how to tap on YouTube. So if you journal and do some EFT once you've written, I always say write out your journal. And then as you're reading it back, do a little bit of EFT because that's going to help to clear anything that you are able to clear in that moment from your body that you might be holding on to. So
It's like
it's
having
kind of
you in a book and a video and everything in there in your own home when you need it.
exactly, yes. And it's kind of just pushing your buttons very gently so that you are developing, really. It's asking you, little simple questions that might make you think. The whole point is that we have to feel it to heal it. And this is half of the problems is what I see with my clients is that we have been brought up in a world where it's not safe to feel our feelings. And we're in, the
Mm,
society we live in teaches us that we've got to do anything we can to avoid feeling, whether it's feeling sad,
mm,
whether it's feeling anger, all of these emotions, we have to either stuff them down with food, with alcohol, with overwatching the TV, being obsessed with our phones, being obsessed with exercise, being obsessed with tidying our house. All of these are distractions to feeding our stuff. So
yeah.
the whole point of my work and my journal and my cards is to make you think, okay, what am I not feeling? What am I pushing down? What am I suppressing? And once we
Mm,
start to feel comfortable, like the card, you can't sprinkle sugar on shit. Once you're comfortable with witnessing and honoring that you've got shadow stuff to do, we all bloody do, all of us. Then that's when the sweetness comes in. That's when we can put on the
mm,
sugar or the cherry or the honey, because
mm.
sugar's not very good for us. Honey. It didn't have the
Stevia.
same ring to it. You can't sprinkle honey on shit.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? Because as you say, I mean, that we hold in these feelings. I know I certainly do, and you know my story. That we hold these things, but then of course, if you hold things within, anything within, it manifests physically, or through your behavior, or through your voice, or through the choices you make. It affects everything. You can't hide things away. And I know, when I was young, I studied all sorts of clairvoyant kind of things and palmistry, and I thought, well, gosh, we're so visible to anyone who wants to see. We all have the ability, I believe, that
Yeah.
if you choose to see, we are completely unhidden. We are completely permeable. You can see anything you want in anybody if you
Yeah.
care to look.
Yeah.
But what we have this sort of game going on with ourselves. We think, oh, we hide that away, no one can see, but everyone can see, and we give
You
it off
can't.
through our movements,
And
through our
everyone around you's
choices.
marinating in it. And that's what I say. And
Yeah.
that's what's so amazing about people like Dr. Tina Pierce, because Dr. Tina Pierce is a doctor that obviously will help you with your health issues, but she also understands, and many other doctors are understanding that, we can eat the healthy food, we can take care of our body, we can do the exercise, but unless we are ready to address the wounds and the scars from our childhood, we can't be fully healthy, and these things end up causing dis-ease in the body.
Mm, exactly. It's manifestation, isn't it? Because we're not just a physical thing. We're not just emotions or mind or experiences. It all works as one package, isn't it? And all reflects the other all the time. And I
Yeah.
think it's really wonderful. So, say somebody comes towards you. Do they know that they want EFT or this or that, or do they say, Emily, I've got this problem, and they're just drawn to you, or what symptoms do people come to you with? I know with me it
Everything
was
really. Yeah, I always
everything.
say like the people that find me are meant to find me at the right time. So yeah, don't worry, don't overthink it, because I always know. I mean, sometimes I'll work with somebody on the couch and we'll do some wound work, and then
Mm,
then after a couple of sessions, I'm like, okay, there's some other stuff that we need to do. Let's do a little bit of EFT and matrix reimprinting next week. So I kind of intermix it. I also work with the fascia. So the fascia, it's like
mm,
this. Easiest way to explain it is like this Wi-Fi system in our body that holds on to everything. And once you start to work with the fascia, you understand that there's a lot of emotion that's stuck in the body. So I might well do some fascia stuff anywhere on the body. Again,
mm.
I only work with women on the couch. But yes, don't overthink it. I always know what to do. And I'm also led by my spirit team, but I'm also led by your higher self. So I always
Mm.
say when a client books in, it's almost like their higher self and my higher self just kind of high five each other. And they're like, yes, we've got her in the door. Now come on, Emily, do your magic.
I know when I met you, I just felt absolutely drawn to you like a magnet, and I knew you were exactly the right person to help me because we all
Oh,
need help. I'm a therapist, but we all need help. We're all human. We all need someone to help us. Whoever you are.
yeah.
And I just felt this powerful energy, and you just so clear, and as it was in the box, sort of supposed, so to speak.
Mm.
Um, and because you teach all these things, isn't it? So what apart from your beautiful oracle cards that are going out there, and then some of it. So which bits do you teach? You teach the womb work, the womb healing, is it called? What do you call the womb thing? Womb
So
wisdom.
I teach a course which is an advanced massage course for massage therapists. If you're not a massage therapist, just still message me because I can help you get your massage qualification first. So you have to have a level of knowledge in anatomy, physiology, and massage. But that is a 4-day course which is called Womb and Fertility Massage Therapy. It's life-changing. It's a 4-day journey for you as a woman. So some people actually do the course just to experience the 4 days, because we work through your own cycles, we do a little bit of red tent sort of stuff. We work for you as a woman, clearing any ancestral stuff. You're also going to get to experience the treatment for 4 days. So it's pretty life-changing. It's a real journey. But there I teach you womb and fertility massage, so you can go on and become a practitioner. So you have to do case studies, and that's the 4-day accredited course that I teach. I also do pop-up workshops and
So what's that?
masterclasses all
That
over
that
the
that's
place.
4 days, and
Four
one after the
days.
other day, and then time for
So
practice clients.
yes, so in
Mm,
the course you do 4 days of practical,
mm,
and then you are given an online portal where you do your anatomy and physiology of the womb. It's fascinating. You then have to do some case studies, and I then would just mark them and just check that you're free to go off and do the work, because it's obviously powerful work and we need to make sure that everyone's qualified. So that's the 4-day womb and fertility massage course that I teach. There's also an online Facebook group full of other therapists. So it's great because everyone is kind of like a sisterhood. Everyone can ask each other questions. I've got a client today, this is happening, has anyone got an experience in that? So it's great. I mean, I've taught a lot of midwives. So it's quite nice because
Mm.
they've got even more knowledge than me. So I'm loving, like,
Mm.
we've all got these, there's women that are acupuncturists, women that are reflexologists. So lots of women that with all these different fields of influence and interest, and we all come together in the group and help each other. So that's the womb and fertility massage. But I also do kind of pop-up workshops. I do a lot of retreats. I come and speak at people's retreats. I do speaking events, which I love. Sometimes I'll talk about my cars. Maybe I do a retreat which is called 21st Century Goddess retreat. So basically, it's about helping women be a 21st century fucking goddess. It's quite
Yeah.
cheeky. I get you to sort of think about, like, where in your life are you not being that powerful kick-ass version of you. So that's a 1-day retreat, and I do talks on that. I also do a masterclass with the fascia, and it's just an experiential masterclass. It's not a qualification, but helping you to feel the fascia and receive a treatment and swap and practice around with the other ladies. So there's so many things I do. I'm always like, there's always something keeping me up at night. Like this morning I got up at 5 a.m. because I was like, oh my God, I've got this idea, I need to write this down. So you just can't
You're
contain
full
my
of
brain.
energy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You're just bursting with energy and doing and get it done. And you got this executive quality that you're putting it out there and you're making it happen and you're
Mm.
teaching people and you're spreading the word. It's just fantastic. So do we have any questions on the call at the moment? Let me know, or just unmute and fire away. I'll just make sure that you can um unmute. Yeah, you can unmute now if you want to. And yeah, it's just fantastic what you're doing, and it's just absolutely spearheading and putting it out there in the world. So while I keep waffling on, do pipe up with any questions if you have any questions. Um, where do people get to? So you work on Zoom for. So is it only the womb massage? Apart from that, you can work on Zoom for everything else.
Yeah, I do have packages,
Fantastic.
online packages though. So I have helped women to fall pregnant just through my online EFT packages. I have an
Wow.
online miscarriage package that's helped a lot of women. So some women that have had a miscarriage, obviously I can't help them in person. It's really affordable. I think it's £39 or £35. I can't remember.
Wow.
So basically it's a package that they just buy. It's filled with EFT videos, all of my experience for the last 15 years of working with women with miscarriages. There's meditations in there, and it's just a really powerful. It's been life changing to women that have had a miscarriage. Even if I've actually people have used it that might have had a miscarriage 20 years ago, and it's still really helped them, because all of that will affect the womb. It might affect their menopause. It might affect the way they go through menopause if they're holding on to shame and grief in the womb. So there is ways that I can work with people further afield through my packages, and that's why I created them as well, because so that I can
Mm.
help more people.
Fantastic. And that's such a, I mean, £39, that's less than an hour's massage,
I
much
know, yeah,
less. Because
yeah.
you've got two websites though. So if people are looking for the fertility side of things,
Mhm.
and help with the womb and babies and things,
Courses. Yeah.
that would be the
Yeah,
fertilewomb.com.
so the fertilewomb.com, that's all my courses that I teach for fertility, and it's also my one-to-one sessions, also my packages on there. My fertility package and my miscarriage package are on that website, and I keep it separate because I don't want people to get confused. It's not just fertility. I don't want to put people off that are not trying for a baby. My other website is called the 21st Century Goddess Co, and I think you've got the link for that one. So on
Yes.
that, I'll talk about my speaking events. I probably will put podcast links on there. It links to my Instagram, my cards, and my one-to-one matrix reimprinting and EFT sessions.
Yeah. And so I will put this in the show notes when we put it out there, and also about your book, um
My
your
journal.
what your journal, yeah, and the
Yes.
cards, the free video.
Yep, both of
the
those
workbook.
are available on Amazon, the journal and the cards.
Fantastic. I'll put it all in the show notes so people can
Oh,
get
thank you.
access to that.
Yeah, I can send you
Um,
links to those. I'll do that
Perfect.
in later.
That'd be great. Thank you. Then I can put it all together. Wonderful. Yeah. So is there anything we've missed? I think because there's so much you do, and it's just extraordinary. Yeah, Karen, please go ahead.
Oh yeah, very good talk. It's really lovely. I'm enjoying it. Um,
Oh,
I wanted to ask about your journal.
yeah,
Did you say that you have your journal and you write in the journal and
yeah.
then you EFT tap and read it back?
You can do. That's an option. I don't write that in there, but I always recommend that any of my clients, if they journal, I always say to them, tap after you when you read it back. So yes, that's
Yeah.
just an added thing that you can do to help you clear stuff. So on YouTube, there are millions of EFT videos. I always say to people, like anytime you feel any kind of emotion that makes you feel uncomfortable, maybe you're overwhelmed, maybe you're stressed. I mean, I even send videos to people if that so their dog dies. I'm like, okay, straight away. First thing I do is send them a link to a video on YouTube, not my videos because I don't have that many out there, but there are videos out there that will help you for anything. So EFT tapping, once you get into doing it, it's life changing. It's saved
Mm,
my life many times, definitely. And it's
okay.
free, it's out there everywhere. And once you get into tapping, you will just do it naturally. Like quite often, I'll get my phone and my friend will send me a voice note, and I'm like, oh my God, that's making me emotional. I'm going to tap. I'm going to tap while I'm ringing my friend. I'm going to tap while I'm, when I read back my journal, tap while I listen to a card. I tap when I'm driving. Sometimes I'll hear a song because music is so powerful. Anytime you feel an emotion that might make you feel uncomfortable, that's the perfect time. It's like digging for gold, I call it. That's another one of my cards. Digging for gold, take these opportunities to clear. You might hear a song on the radio that reminds you of a funeral you went to, and you might start to feel emotional. Rather than turn it over, I always say turn it up and start to tap. So, absolutely. If you want to get the journal, then
Yeah.
do a little bit of tapping as you read it back.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you.
That's okay. It's really affordable. I think it's about £16. I'm terrible with numbers. Sorry, ladies.
That's lovely.
Fantastic. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'll get one of those.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you so much, Karen, for asking. And yeah, because the other thing is your spiritual counselling. Is that all part and parcel of what you
Yeah, I
offer,
kind of just
really?
link it all in. I don't want
Yeah.
people to think, oh my God, what do I need to go to Emily for? Just book an
Mm,
appointment and I
yeah.
blend everything. I use
Yeah.
spiritual counseling. I use a bit of spiritual development. I teach them about clearing their energy field, protecting their energy field, um, understanding their energy field. What is their energy? What isn't their energy? I teach them about, how to work on yourself in your own time. Because I say to everybody, like, I'm not the one that's going to fix you. Nobody needs fixing. My job is to be the handrail, but you got to walk up the fucking stairs. That's what I say to everybody. So the truth
Yeah.
is, I want to give you skills. I don't want to hold on to you. If you're going to come and see me, I don't want to keep you here for a year in a loop thinking that you constantly need therapy. I want to get you in as good shape as I can, as soon as I can. So we're going to clear as many of these files in that filing cabinet or remove as many downloads, negative downloads as we can within like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 sessions quickly as we can. And then I want to give you the skills to take home. So that any
Mm,
time that your glass starts to overflow with emotion, you can empty it yourself. You don't think, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. I need fixing. You can think, okay, do you know what? I know how to do this. Emily's given me the skills to cope when life gets tough and turbulent because it blinking does. I'm going to empty my own vessel. And I have clients that
mm,
I've known for 15 years that just come back to me maybe like once every 3 years, maybe once a year, maybe like every
mm,
now and again they think, oh my God, things are getting a little bit much. I'm going to go see Emily just to help me to clear that vessel a little bit. So that's
mm.
kind of how I work. So
Because
yes, I fix everything in.
that's true healing, I feel, because you teach and get people moving, but really it's ourselves that makes the difference.
It's an
Yes, we
inside
can
job.
learn.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an inside job. And
yeah.
yes, we need skills. Yes, we need to help sometimes, or we lose our way sometimes, so we can get therapists or friends or whatever helps
Mhm.
us. But really, it's us that drives things forward.
It's really
So
empowering. Yeah. I always
Empowering,
give this
isn't it?
analogy. I love it. I always say to people, imagine you go to see the hygienist at the dentist and she cleans your teeth and they are like sparkly and gorgeous. And you go back after 6 weeks and she's like, what the heck has happened to your teeth? And you say, oh, well, I haven't been cleaning them because that's your job. That's kind of what I say about my work. Yes, I'm going to clean your teeth for you. Yes, I'm going to empty your vessel for you as much as I can in a session. But in between this session and your next session, I need you to keep up with the cleaning, with the tapping
Absolutely.
in between.
Because we're the one that lives our life. And I think that what you're talking about is absolutely true healing. And that's the way it should be. We give people skills, or we give each other skills, and then you run with it yourself. You're the one that makes a difference. Okay, Emily, so we have come to the top of the hour here, and I always like to leave my guests with the last word. How would you like to leave people today?
Well, I just want you to know how fucking powerful you are. I know I swear a lot, but I think sometimes we need to. We are so disempowered. And, at the moment, the world's just, it could seem like a really scary place. If we listen to the news, if we believe all the stuff that's going on, we have the power to go into complete fear. Or we have the power to keep visualizing, and I'm going to create this meditation. Just keep visualizing New Earth, and the more as a collective we do that, we tune into that frequency and we see the life and the world that we want our future generations to live in, the more we are collectively affecting the frequency of the earth. So I just want you to know that you're blinking powerful, and that you can make a difference. You are it.
Fantastic, Emily. Absolutely superb. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been
Thank
absolutely
you.
empowering and triggering and so enthusiastic. Thank you so much for your beautiful energy. And thank you
Thank you.
everybody for joining us today. Do listen out for the recording. It'll be on my website at painfreedom.co.uk by tomorrow. And if you're listening on this on podcasts or wherever you're listening to this, click like and subscribe and share. Put the word out wider and wider. And that only happens through, it'll really help with the algorithms when you click like and share and the notification bell, so the recordings come straight to you. Thank you, Emily, for joining us today. It's
Oh,
been
thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Lots of love.
Bye for now.